Evening, everyone. I'm just recovering from watching one of the most intense, the most stressful, and the most amazing matches ever at Wimbledon, where Novak Djokovic has beaten Felix Auger in 5 hours and 15 minutes, making it the longest quarter-final at Wimbledon ever. I'm really in loss for words, which, if those of you know me, very, very rarely happens. But I needed to get on here just to say to Djokovic, huge, huge congratulations. A lot of people ask me, why do I support Djokovic so much? Why is he such an inspiration? And you can just watch that match. You can just watch that match. I don't even need to tell you how much inspiration he gives me and so many others with his heart, his courage, his determination. 39 years of old against an opponent, number 3 seed in Wimbledon, bang on form, 14 years younger, and he outlasts him in one of what Djokovic said himself was one of his best matches that he's ever played at Wimbledon. You know, there's not enough words to describe how amazing that is, how amazing Novak Djokovic is. Todd Woodbridge on BBC said at the time, Djokovic is stuff of legend. He keeps on bringing these elite level performances, and he has to because he's getting pushed all the time, but he's still finding answers. It's his 6th semi-final or better in the last 7. That, for someone who's not even playing on the tour full time these days, is simply astonishing. In terms of the match itself, it was a very stressful match. Djokovic looked like he picked up an injury at 4-all in the first set when I thought he was just getting on top of Felix. It looked to me like it was a calf strain or a lower leg, but it clearly gave Djokovic a lot of pain. He was grimacing whenever he was set off, and he had to take get the trainer out. He somehow won that first set. He saved 3 set points. Felix refocused in the second one. Started playing really, really good tennis. He took the second set, but then Djokovic in the third set started to settle. So I don't know whether it was a case of the painkillers working or the fact that he was initially a little bit frustrated, thinking it could be a bad injury, but then maybe thinking it was okay, because in the third set he played some phenomenal tennis. In the start of the fourth set, he won 8 points on the trot. He went 2-0 up. He was hitting it phenomenally well, but Felix never went away. He came back. He wins that on a breaker. The fifth set was just phenomenal. 12 holds of serve. Both players playing at the top of the game. Absolutely amazing match. I'm so proud of Novak Djokovic. This really epitomizes what Novak Djokovic is all about. I use the phrase that we use in our culture, in our religion, called Jardi Kala, and that is translated to staying positive even in times of adversity, never giving up, and always being pragmatic and positive, thinking that you can turn things around. And Djokovic today, I don't think he really enjoyed that match today. I think he was stressed with his injury. It was hot. It was humid. He wasn't bringing his best tennis. He really had to dig deep. And in that third, fourth, fifth set, his level was super high. He was coming into the net. It was 8 out of 8 on his net shots on set 3. His forehand in set 4, even though he lost, was at 9.5. Felix hit 74 winners. He hit 74 winners, more than his enforced errors, 29 aces. Those sort of stats, you'd think whoever hit those stats would win that match. He is very, very unlucky to lose that match. He made more than his part in a classic match, but Novak Djokovic prevails. As I said, I'm lost for words. I can just say, huge congratulations to you, Novak, and to Yelena and the kids and the team, because they will just be as fatigued going through that as we are, as he is. Most importantly, he's got 2 days. He's got an extra day of rest now. What's important for me is he gets his legs scanned tomorrow. He may have been playing through adrenaline. He may have been, the painkillers or anti-inflammatories, if he took any of those, may have been masking what is going on. So I hope he can get it scanned. I hope there's nothing serious. And I hope he can just has 2 days of rest where he's just, maybe doesn't even come on site tomorrow, just gets the physio to come in, work on him. get those muscles and blood flowing again, because they're going to be some tired limbs in the next couple of days. And it's the big one on Friday. It's Novak Djokovic against Jannik Sinner at Wimbledon semi-final. A repeat of the Australian Open semi-final, which Djokovic famously won in 5 sets. Can Djokovic do it again at Wimbledon? Who knows? Never write off Novak Djokovic, but just immensely proud. I'm still buzzing. I'm tired because it was 5 hours of stress. It wasn't, sometimes you watch a match, you think, oh, that was a fun match. This one wasn't a fun match because I don't think Djokovic had full control of this match all the way through. There was peaks and troughs. It was, sometimes they would be playing very, very high tennis, and then sometimes they would just hit a straightforward unforced errors. It was a really strange up and down sort of game. But as I say, the last set was extremely high quality from both players. Djokovic in that tiebreak was simply sensational. He went into his lockdown mode that we know and love. And, huge respect to Felix as well for playing his part in a great match. And Djokovic, get some rest, brother. It's a big one coming up on Sunday. I know you're going to do whatever you can to get ready, and I've got everything crossed for you. If you do have a scan or anything from that injury, it looked like you picked up 4-all in the first set. I hope it's nothing and it was just a niggle. And wishing you all the very best. So huge shout out to the rest of my Noel fam. I know we're used to this by now, the amount of stressful matches that we go through. We should be used to this now, but it's all one of the reasons why we love him so much. He's so entertaining, and he doesn't do things by halves, and he just gives everything. He gives absolutely everything. Even if he's not at his best, even if he's not in a great mood, he will put his heart, soul, blood, tears on that court. He would do whatever he can to try and get the win, and he did that today. So immensely proud. This is the reason why he's not retired. He's still breaking records. He's still playing elite level tennis. Let's not forget that Felix is banging form. He's the number 3 seed. He's up to number 4 in the world. It's the highest that he's been in the world. He's 25. He's approaching his peak of tennis. So, you look at that opponent, you think that's a very, very high quality opponent that Djokovic has won there. And long may it continue. So good night. It's late. God bless everyone. Novak Djokovic is through to the semi-final of Wimbledon. Friday is the day. Djokovic versus Sinner. Let's see what happens. But for the moment, let's enjoy the day. Let's enjoy the moment. And let's just cherish the fact that Djokovic has won an absolutely phenomenal match. Peace out. Take care. God bless everyone. I'll be back soon. Bye.